Before meeting and marrying Ryan Reynolds, we'll show you how much Blake Lively has in common with this cheesebo when it comes to her love life. As Blake's love life has a striking recurring theme, she just can't resist falling for her co-stars, which helped her climb the A-list ladder. But according to Blake herself in 2011, after she had already started dating Ryan Reynolds, she mentioned that she had only ever had 4 boyfriends in her whole life and mentioned she doesn't get involved with anyone who isn't a boyfriend. However, our breakdown reveals that might not be entirely accurate as we get into all the juicy details, starting with Blake's first known boyfriend, Kelly Blatz. Blake and Kelly Blatz met on the set of the film Simon Says and officially started dating in 2004 before they wrapped up filming. Blake was still trying to find her footing in Hollywood at the time. In 2005, when she was still in a romantic relationship with Kelly, Blake became a household name after featuring in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Kelly was also navigating his dreams in the industry at the time, and through this shared connection, their romance sparked even more until after they'd spent 3 years together and decided to call it quits. Blake and Kelly broke up their relationship in 2007, just as Blake's career started to rise in Hollywood around when she had just been cast as Serena in Gossip Girl. Although not many knew about Blake's first known boyfriend, the relationship happened at a pivotal moment when she began transitioning into the limelight. Also, of all the past relationships that Blake has had, this is the most low-key relationship she's ever been involved in. However, since Blake and Kelly ended their relationship, Kelly hasn't been drawn to the media as he has become very private in his romantic and personal relationships. Aside from being an actor, he's a talented musician and was a lead singer of the Los Angeles-based band Capra for 6 years before leaving due to artistic differences and releasing his solo album. Kelly has now become a director in the movie industry as well, ever since his split with Blake Lively. Blake's relationship with Kelly ended around the same time she was cast in Gossip Girl, which opened her up to find another love interest on that set. At this point, it's apparent that Blake enjoys falling in love on set. Even though it wasn't straight away, Blake eventually got into a romantic relationship with Penn Badgley, mirroring their romance on the screen of the popular show. Her story with Penn, though, wasn't love at first sight, but rather more like sabotage at first sight. Before Blake and Penn could become an item, she tried to sabotage and work against him on the set of Gossip Girl. After Blake had been cast and realized Penn had also landed a role in the show, she was totally against it and worked at getting him hated by their co-stars before getting to know him. Blake revealed in a 2009 interview saying, "At first, I was so upset that they hired him. I poisoned the whole cast against him. However, her plans didn't work because the co-stars got to meet Penn and loved him," which Blake admitted to saying, but then they noticed that he wasn't a jerk and was a nice, charming person. Funnily enough, even after realizing all of this about Penn, Blake maintained her distance and bitterness against him. It took her about a week before admitting Penn didn't deserve to be hated due to his good nature. Despite their first impression of each other, Blake and Penn started spending more time together, even outside of work, due to their roles as boyfriend and girlfriend in the series, and this later transmitted to them in real life when they started dating. It was reported that the pair began dating in 2007, but in January 2008, Blake tried to deny the relationship rumors. She said, "Everybody always tries to dig into your personal life or create things that aren't there. It's silly. Any male friend is a romance alert for the media, but I've always been friends with boys my whole life." While Blake was still trying to pretend she was only friends with Penn, the truth was finally uncovered in May 2008 when paparazzi caught the two kissing on a vacation in Mexico. They could no longer keep their relationship a secret. The pair also had their Met Gala red carpet debut in 2008. They continued dating until October 2010, when it was confirmed that they were broken up. But before the official news of their breaking up was released, it was revealed that they were separated long before the finale of Gossip Girl Season 2 in May 2009, but decided to be cordial on set and keep their breakup from the crew so it doesn't affect their performance in the show. The show ran for 6 years, and Penn revealed they weren't together for more than 2 years. He said, "We were always very professional. We had to do all kinds of nutso stuff. Having a fake marriage by the end of it, I don't even think in my memory there was not one bit of strangeness. It wasn't even a thing." Over the years since their breakup, the ex-lovers have continued to talk about themselves in interviews and how they've been navigating life without each other. In 2012, when Blake was getting married to Ryan Reynolds, Penn revealed his reaction to the news. People were like, "Hey, did you hear that Blake's getting married?" I was like, "Okay, great. People are going to try to connect us in ways that we're not connected to anymore. But it's great. "I'm happy for her." He also mentioned how being with Blake helped him not get lost in frivolities like using substances or drinking, which was easy because Blake didn't drink, and he didn't see the need to go down that route. Despite all the positive things Blake and Penn said about each other after their breakup, some very negative rumors also circulated about the reason behind their breakup. The rumors allegedly revealed that Blake started cheating with other people, including her co-star Ben Affleck, whom she featured with in The Town, where she played his character's ex-girlfriend, a struggling single mother still emotionally attached to him. While filming The Town with Ben, she made baked goodies for him, and you'll soon learn how that's always part of Blake's strategy to get her feelings reciprocated on set. The paparazzi caught them touching when the cameras weren't rolling, and Ben also gushed about her in interviews. Although it was a short-lived affair, it's believed to have caused issues between Ben and his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner. She also went ahead to have a romantic affair with Ryan on the set of Green Lantern. The speculation revealed that Penn decided to stick around and have them appear at her movie premieres together until they broke up publicly in 2010. People often think Blake left Penn for Ryan. While she may have gotten close to Ryan while dating Penn, she didn't immediately become exclusive with Ryan after her breakup with Penn because she went ahead to date other people. And just then, Blake got swept into another romantic adventure with Leonardo DiCaprio, a popular actor notorious for not dating any lady beyond the 25-year-old mark. Interestingly, they had a whirlwind of romance that took Hollywood by surprise. Blake was 23 years old when she dated Leo in 2011. Before they officially began dating, Blake and Leo met each other and even had dinner soon after Blake auditioned for Leo's version of The Great Gatsby. When they were seen together, people believed at the time that it was probably because Blake landed the role of Daisy in the film. But the twist was that Carey Mulligan got the part, and it became apparent that Blake didn't land the role, but she at least landed a relationship with the lead actor Leonardo DiCaprio instead. This could have been where their romance sparked, as the dinner was in 2010, and they only started dating in 2011. Interestingly, this time around, Blake knew what she wanted with Leo right from the audition, even though she didn't later get the role, unlike most times where she falls in love during filming. It's surprising how these two became lovers, knowing Leo usually goes after models while Blake is more into committed relationships, which Leo is incapable of. However, romance can always be spontaneous and enjoyable without the burden of commitment, and it appears that's what they both had when their first date happened on Steven Spielberg's yacht. They were seen partying and embracing on the yacht, which sparked their dating speculations. However, Blake and Leo continued the fun by taking numerous vacations, starting from their Venice getaway. While this venue is the perfect place for lovers to connect, their pictures show disconnection and apparent trouble in their paradise, with Blake looking stressed and Leo appearing indifferent. But then, the now ex-lovers continued to bond several times as they traveled to Disneyland. They bonded over koalas in Australia. Seeing a Hollywood couple exploring nature and having the best of time experience was refreshing and heartwarming. They were also once spotted riding eco-bikes on a date in New York City. In their private moments together, it was revealed that they shared extraordinary experiences, such as how Leo loved Blake's cooking. Blake also found an unexpected way to communicate with Leo. Gossip Girl's executive producer, Joshua Safran, spilled the details of what he saw regarding Blake and Leo's relationship, saying, "When I think about shooting the LA episodes, Blake was dating Leo at the time, and she had this thing where she had a doll that she took photos of that she sent to Leo. Doll pictures can sometimes be creepy, and it's unknown how Blake found that romantic enough to send to Leo, but the two understood their strange ways of expressing their love for each other." Despite all the great times shared between Blake and Leo, she soon started to date her other co-star Ryan Reynolds in 2011 after breaking up with Leo in the same year. Ryan allegedly fell in love with Blake on the set of Green Lantern and even had an affair, even though he was still married to Scarlett Johansson. But for some reason, they didn't start dating each other publicly immediately, as Ryan even said they went on double dates with different partners before realizing they were meant for each other, which means that they had a waiting period where Blake was able to date others before gravitating back to Ryan after his divorce with Scarlett was finalized. Earlier, we mentioned how Leo was said to have loved Blake's cooking skills, and Ryan had the same thing to say about Blake, who would bake him cookies when they were filming Green Lantern, and Ryan was still married. Ryan has been exposed for being extremely controlling and jealous by his ex-wife and people he has worked with, and it appears he didn't like the short moment Blake spent dating Leo, as he threw Leo a shade while promoting Deadpool 2 with Celine Dion after performing her song, Ashes.
"This is Deadpool 2, not Titanic. All right, you're at like an 11. We need to get you down to a 5. 5.5 tops. Just phone it in.
This won't be the first time Ryan would use Deadpool to shade someone who has ever gone close to Blake. Interestingly enough, Ryan ended up being Blake's last boyfriend as they got married on a slavery plantation in 2012 and have gone ahead to have 4 children together. However, marriage to the last co-star she fell for, Ryan, is meant to have ended the obsession of falling in love with future co-stars on set. Still, it appears as though Blake allegedly had another romantic feeling on the set of It Ends With Us with Justin Baldoni. One of the reasons why many people believe this is that Blake sent some flirty text messages to Justin. One of the tender messages Blake sent to Justin reads, "I feel the same. It's such a good feeling to get work done that we're proud of, and to do it together. It just clicks when we find it." The flirting only took an upward spiral, and they texted almost daily, with Justin once telling her, "I like sentimental Blake," and Blake replied to the joke saying, "Never met her." But when Justin wrote back to say, "I also like asshole Blake, don't worry," Blake gladly replied with, "I've met her, so have my suppositories." Giving such graphic details of her rectum to Justin isn't a casual language used in working relationships. Then, she went as far as describing other detailed spicy moments with Justin in another text, and used to tease Justin until they began falling out. It was speculated that Justin rejected her, but it could also be because falling in love with someone else while married can be tricky, and she felt guilty enough to start projecting on Justin. One specific thing in common with the guys Blake falls in love with on set is giving them baked goodies. Even though she didn't get to bake Justin's goodies, she initially memorized his tea order to know what he needed when they were still friends on set. Another thing Justin has in common with one of Blake's exes, Penn, is that she sabotaged him just like he did with Penn at first.